Have you ever wondered if coffee grounds can reveal the secrets of the future? In Turkey, a captivating nation where East meets West, ancient customs still shape modern life. One such custom is the controversial practice of bride kidnapping, which could radically change your views on love and marriage. Surprisingly, Turkey even had to change its international name to avoid confusion with the domestic bird, the turkey. It was on this land that St. Nicholas, the very prototype of Santa Claus, was born, and it is from here that tulips originate. And now, let's indulge in an exotic dessert, Turkish ice cream, famous not only for its rich taste, but also for the entertaining performances of its vendors. Stay with us, and together we will continue to uncover more hidden wonders of this amazing country. Turkey. It's a land where East intertwines with West, a nation unlike any other. Its vast expanse, covering 783,356 square kilometers, connects two continents. Over 85 million souls reside here, yet behind this scale and diversity lies a history that extends far beyond established borders, starting with the country's very name. You've probably wondered why Turkey changed its official international name to Türkiye. For many years, the country shared its name with the turkey, the traditional Thanksgiving bird, which led to international ridicule and awkward comparisons. Just imagine, a nation with a rich history, culture, and breathtaking landscapes being associated with a poultry dish. To reclaim its true identity, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan launched a campaign in December 2021, and on June 2, 2022, the United Nations officially approved the new name, Türkiye. For the Turkish people, Türkiye is not just a word, but an embodiment of language, history, and national pride. Admittedly, this decision sparked debate. Was it an effective rebranding or merely a symbolic gesture? Whatever the case, one thing is undeniable. The identity of Türkiye is as captivating as its landscapes. And there's still so much more interesting to come. Stay with us, and together we'll delve into the wonders of this extraordinary country. If you're a coffee aficionado, you might think you've tried all its varieties: espresso, cappuccino, latte. But have you ever tasted the ancient and almost magical Turkish coffee? It's much more than just a caffeine fix. In Turkey, coffee is a sacred tradition, rooted in antiquity and inextricably woven into the fabric of daily life. In 2013, UNESCO inscribed Turkish coffee on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Despite consuming about 70,000 tons of coffee in 2022, averaging 1 kilogram per capita annually, Turkey doesn't cultivate coffee beans. The country's climate and geography are unfavorable for coffee cultivation. Nevertheless, Turks have achieved unparalleled mastery in preparing the beverage, importing raw beans, and employing a unique method that fully unlocks the depth of its flavor. One of the most mesmerizing brewing methods is coffee on sand. It's what sets Turkish coffee apart from all others. Instead of boiling water or a coffee machine, hot sand is used. A special copper pot called a kezve or ibrick is placed in the sand, and the heat evenly warms the drink to the perfect consistency. When the mixture of coffee, water, and sugar begins to rise, it's gently removed from the heat, preventing it from boiling over. This ritual is repeated several times until the coffee acquires a thick, velvety texture. However, Turkish coffee isn't just about the taste, it's also a way to glimpse into the future. After you've enjoyed your drink, the cup is overturned onto the saucer, and the intricate patterns of grounds left on the sides are believed by some to foretell your destiny. Would you dare to try Turkish coffee and discover what the future holds for you? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned, as there are more undiscovered traditions of Turkey ahead. When you think of Turkey, fragrant, strong coffee probably comes to mind first. But did you know that tea holds an even more significant place in Turkish culture? In fact, Turkey is the world leader in tea consumption, and here, tea is not just a beverage, but a true lifestyle. According to the International Tea Committee, in 2021, Turkey produced an astonishing 1,450,000 tons of fresh tea, ranking it fourth among the world's largest tea producers. And here's what's striking, almost all of this volume, specifically 1,260,000 tons, was consumed domestically. Yes, that's right. Turkey even surpassed Vietnam, which produced 1,170,000 tons that same year. On average, each resident of Turkey consumes about 4 kilograms of dry tea annually, significantly more than in most other countries. Where does such an impressive amount of tea come from? The answer lies in Rize province, a green, mountainous region on the Black Sea coast. The combination of high humidity, monsoon winds, and fertile lands creates ideal conditions for cultivating the rich aromatic black tea that is the soul of Turkish tea culture. But what gives Turkish tea its truly special quality is that it's not just a drink, but a symbol of unity, tradition, and hospitality. Like coffee, tea plays a key role in social life. It's perfectly common to see people gathered in tea houses, parks, or their homes, enjoying tea and engaging in long, heartfelt conversations. In recognition of this deeply rooted tradition, on December 1st, 2022, UNESCO officially inscribed Turkish tea culture on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And since we've touched upon amazing Turkish customs, have you ever heard of bride kidnapping? Although such a tradition is also found in Vietnam and Laos, Turkey has its own, very specific version of this controversial ritual. But before we delve into this story, I have a small request. If you're enjoying this journey through Turkey, please hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell so you don't miss our future episodes. Your support motivates us to create even more exciting travel documentaries just for you. Deal. In Turkey, especially during popular wedding months, May, August, and September, an ancient and highly controversial tradition still persists in some rural areas: bride kidnapping. This custom has its roots deep in the past, but continues to provoke heated debate in modern society. Its essence is that a young man, often with the help of his friends, takes a girl he intends to marry to a secluded place. However, the real drama unfolds when the girl's family discovers her disappearance. What happens next? Does she willingly consent to marriage, or does she resist, leading to legal consequences for the young man? The answer isn't always straightforward. In these communities, the tradition of kidnapping is not a spontaneous act. It's integrated into a complex social and cultural structure. Although Turkish law requires the girl's consent to be confirmed, in practice, things can be different. If she states she was taken against her will, the young man could face severe punishment, up to 10 years in prison. However, in many situations, the girl claims it happened by mutual consent. Why is that? Because in some conservative circles, a woman who admits to being kidnapped might be considered defiled, which could significantly hinder her future marriage prospects. This presents the young woman with a difficult choice. Consent to the marriage to avoid social condemnation, even if she had doubts, or refuse and face the potential legal prosecution of the young man, as well as disapproval from her fellow villagers. Even if she consents to the marriage, the story doesn't end there. Family honor plays a decisive role in subsequent events. The girl's father may still feel humiliated and demand compensation. To resolve the conflict, the village elder is often involved. He may require the groom to pay a bride price, kalim, offer an expensive gift, or even arrange an exchange between families before the union is finally recognized. But will all this lead to a happy family union, or will deep internal disagreements remain in the relationship? And how do such marriages, which began with such dramatic events, generally turn out? Share your opinion in the comments and stay with me, as there are more undiscovered traditions of Turkey ahead. When it comes to countries renowned for their dazzlingly beautiful women, Turkey certainly deserves a special mention. The beauty of Turkish women is a captivating fusion of Eastern and Western features, creating a unique elegance that sets them apart. With expressive facial features, piercing blue or brown eyes, and graceful figures, they resemble fairy tale princesses, refined and regal, as if from another world. However, appearance is not their only asset. Turkish women are also valued for their self-confidence, independent spirit, and innate charm. Due to its geographical position at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, Turkey's population presents a striking mix of ethnic beauty. But what is the secret to their radiant appearance? Yogurt plays a very significant role here, not only as a dietary component, but also as a cosmetic skincare product. Many women use it as a face mask or even for their hair to keep their skin smooth and youthful. Makeup is another essential element of Turkish beauty culture, but it's used thoughtfully to accentuate natural beauty, not to mask it. The main emphasis is on a flawless complexion, expressive eyebrows, and a mesmerizing gaze. Traditional kohl and henna are still used for eye and eyebrow makeup, while foundation and eyeshadow complete the look. Interestingly, peach juice is also popular as a beauty secret. It helps control oily skin and naturally refreshes it. With their sophistication and timeless beauty, Turkish women make an indelible impression, whether on the streets of Istanbul or on the world stage at beauty pageants. And what's your opinion? What makes Turkish beauty unique? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't miss new stories about Turkish culture. When you think of Santa Claus, you most likely picture a cheerful man in a red suit flying in a reindeer-pulled sleigh across the snowy plains of Finnish Lapland. That's where his official residence is located, where travelers from all over the world flock and where children send letters with their dearest wishes. But what if I told you that the real Santa doesn't come from the chilly northern lands at all, but from the warm Mediterranean lands of Turkey? The real Santa Claus was inspired by Saint Nicholas, a bishop who lived in the 4th century in the city of Patara, which at that time was part of the Roman Empire and is now located in Turkey. Patara is a coastal region with a mild Mediterranean climate and an ancient history spanning millennia. Saint Nicholas was renowned for his generosity, especially towards children and the needy, and it was this virtue that formed the basis of the gift-giving tradition. Over time, the legend of him spread throughout Europe and transformed into the magical Christmas legend we know today. But how did a benevolent bishop from Turkey turn into Santa Claus? Stay with us. The answer awaits you ahead. When you hear the word tulip, the Netherlands probably comes to mind first, right? But did you know that these colorful flowers don't originate from there at all, but from Turkey? Yes, indeed, tulips have the deepest roots in this rich and diverse country, just like Santa Claus. In the 1550s, the Ottoman Empire first brought tulips to Vienna. From there, they made their way to Amsterdam and became a symbol of Dutch culture. Although the Netherlands perfected the art of tulip cultivation, these flowers began their journey in Turkey. Moreover, the word tulip itself comes from the Turkish tulbent, meaning turban, as the flower's shape resembles this traditional headdress. In 2005, Turkey established an annual tulip festival in Istanbul to pay homage to its floral history. Although not as famous as the Dutch festival, the event in Emirgan Park is breathtaking. Over 3.5 million tulips of all imaginable shades transform the park into a true fairy tale. Stay with us and we will certainly tell you more about this blooming magnificence. The Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, Turkey is a place like no other. Built in 1455, this ancient market is like an intricate labyrinth with over 60 streets and 12 entrances, beckoning travelers to get lost in its charms. It was once the heart of Mediterranean commerce during the Ottoman Empire and attracted merchants from Europe, Asia, and Africa. Today, the Grand Bazaar still bustles with life, weaving together centuries of history and modern energy. In more than 4,000 shops, you can find everything from hand-painted ceramics to luxurious jewelry. And of course, bargaining is an integral part of the culture. If you're a seasoned traveler, you know, you must haggle at the bazaar, never accept the first price offered. The Grand Bazaar attracts millions of tourists annually, eager to experience unique traditions and discover hidden treasures. If you're planning a trip to Turkey, take note of 2 tips: haggle and bring extra bags. Walking through the market is an exhilarating adventure, brimming with colors and the shouts of hawkers. Be prepared to sample tomatoes, olives, and nuts. Merchants love to offer free treats. And if you don't bargain, your wallet will definitely be lighter. Turkish markets are a true treasure trove of surprises, from authentic Turkish crafts to amusing trinkets. And if you don't watch the time, it's easy to spend a whole day there, succumbing to the temptation of finds you never even imagined. Turkish breakfast is something completely different from what you might be used to. Forget the standard coffee and croissant. Here, a true gastronomic feast awaits you. Cheeses, olives, the freshest bread, honey, jams, all sorts of egg dishes, vegetables, and fruits. Breakfast is very abundant, and there's almost always more food offered than you can eat. But don't worry if you can't finish everything, leftovers are simply put back in the refrigerator until the next morning. Breakfast in Turkey is an entire event. On weekends, large groups, up to 20 people, gather at the table to share food, socialize, and enjoy their time together. And most importantly, lively conversation. A quiet breakfast can seem bland or even unfriendly. Strolling through the bustling streets of Turkey, you absolutely must not miss the performances of the ice cream vendors, dondurma. These street artists, dressed in traditional attire and fezes, put on a real show. Dondurma ice cream is not an ordinary dessert. Its chewy, elastic texture and remarkable resistance to melting make it utterly unique. Dondurma flavors range from rich cocoa and aromatic hazelnut to sweet chestnut. Everyone will find something to their liking. Fans of fruity notes won't be disappointed either. The selection is vast. But the main thing isn't the ice cream itself, but the performance. With the ringing of bells, vendors attract crowds and entertain tourists with circus-like acts. They tease, as if they're about to hand over the ice cream, but in the same instant they pull it away, and this continues until they finally give up the treat. This playful tradition is beloved by all and has made Turkish ice cream an unforgettable experience. Did you know that Turkey is the world leader in hazelnut production? As of 2024, the country supplies over 60% of the total global volume of hazelnuts and exports nearly 80% of its production. Annually, Turkey harvests an impressive 515,139 tons in Ordu province. Neighboring provinces Samsun and Giresun also make significant contributions, Samsun with almost 200,000 tons and Giresun with 93,000 tons. Istanbul, straddling two continents, Asia and Europe, is a mesmerizing metropolis covering an area of 5,343 square kilometers and home to over 15 million people. It is not only Turkey's largest city, but also the only one in the world situated between two continents separated by the Bosphorus Strait. This iconic waterway is not only stunningly beautiful, but also the narrowest strait in the world used for international navigation. Its narrowest section is just 700 meters wide. Did you know that Turkey is a secular state? This means the country has no official state religion, and freedom of belief is enshrined in the constitution. Although Turkey prides itself on its secular identity, the vast majority of the population, about 98%, practices Islam. Most of them adhere to the Sunni branch of Islam, with a minority following Shia Islam. Remarkably, Turkey has the highest number of mosques per capita in the world, even surpassing Arab countries where Islam is the state religion. Across the country, there are about 90,000 mosques, which amounts to approximately one mosque for every 950 people. These mosques are not just places for prayer, but true architectural masterpieces. One striking example is the Kocatepe Mosque in the capital, Ankara. Its majestic dome and four minarets, each 88 meters high, create a truly grandiose spectacle. Other famous mosques, such as the Sabancı Mosque in Adana and the legendary Hagia Sophia Grand Mosque, also underscore the country's deep religious and architectural traditions. Besides Islam, Turkey holds other religious significance. It is home to the world's first church dedicated to the Virgin Mary, the House of the Virgin Mary, located on Mount Koressos, Bilbilda in Izmir province. This sacred site is revered by both Christians and Muslims. Many believe that it was here the Virgin Mary spent the last days of her earthly life, according to 19th century visions. Although the authenticity of this site is still a subject of debate, it remains a pilgrimage destination for many believers. Within the depths of Turkey lies the ancient underground city of Derinkuyu, a breathtaking legacy of the past. It dates back to approximately 800 BC and is one of the best preserved underground cities on the planet. Spanning multiple levels, this complex is an intricate system of tunnels, chambers, and passages that historians believe once sheltered 20,000 people along with their livestock and food supplies. This subterranean stronghold provided safety and protection from external threats, allowing an entire community to exist and thrive far from the surface world. Derinkuyu remains an astonishing testament to human ingenuity and resilience. In the late 19th century, Istanbul faced a transportation problem. The steep slope between the Pera and Galata districts significantly hindered daily commutes. Pera housed embassies and fashionable hotels, while Galata was the business and financial center. To solve this, French engineer Eugène-Henri Gavin proposed the construction of a funicular in 1867. Despite some delays, the tunnel was opened in 1875, becoming the second oldest subterranean railway in the world. It stretches over 500 meters and connects the Karakoy and Beyoğlu districts, overcoming an elevation difference of about 60 meters. Initially, it was powered by a steam engine and transported both passengers and goods. In 1971, it was modernized and converted to electric power, and by 2007, the cars were upgraded to carry 170 passengers at a speed of 14 miles per hour. Today, the tunnel remains an important part of Istanbul's transportation infrastructure, combining historical charm with modern convenience and continuing to facilitate daily commutes across the city. Imagine a place called the Cotton Castle. You might expect to see an ancient citadel or a historical monument, but Pamukkale in southwestern Turkey is something far more impressive. Its name, which translates from Turkish as Cotton Castle, reflects the amazing natural phenomenon that will greet your eyes. Located in the Menderes River Valley, in Denizli Province, Pamukkale is famous for its pristine white terraces, formed over millennia by mineral-rich springs. The flowing waters deposit calcium carbonate, creating sparkling, snow-like formations that look almost otherworldly from a distance. The illusory beauty of Pamukkale earned it UNESCO World Heritage status in 1988, and many call it Turkey's 8th natural wonder. The terraces resemble a cascading series of steps, forming layers of gleaming white rock. These natural formations are not only a visual marvel, but are also steeped in history. For centuries, people have sought the healing properties of Pamukkale's hot springs, which were used to treat rheumatism and skin diseases. Today, there are 17 hot springs here, with water temperatures ranging from 35 to 100 degrees Celsius. As the water flows over the terraces, forming shallow pools that reflect the azure sky, the landscape takes on an even more magical charm. Pamukkale is a place where natural artistry and healing powers meet, making it a must-visit in Turkey. At the heart of Turkish culture stands a festival that weaves together history, tradition, and a thrilling spectacle, camel wrestling. This event, dating back to the 19th century, originated in the village of Hıdırbeyli in the Inçerliova district, though some sources claim it was practiced even in ancient times with the support of wealthy patrons. Camel wrestling began with nomadic tribes, where it was not just a competition, but a way to demonstrate power, gain prestige, and enhance social status within communities. At the center of this fascinating tradition are the camels themselves, particularly the hardy Tulu, two-humped males. They are diligently prepared for these contests. These fighters engage in a battle of strength and strategy, where the match ends when one camel forces the other to retreat or renders it unable to continue fighting. The annual festival, held from November to March, attracts many people from around the world, especially to the coastal regions of Mediterranean Turkey. This captivating spectacle blends antiquity with modernity, drawing thousands of spectators eager to witness the raw power and traditions of this iconic cultural event. The evil eye amulet Nazar Bonkuk is one of Turkey's most recognizable souvenirs, and you'll encounter it everywhere, from bustling bazaars to modest shops. It's often seen on bracelets, earrings, and necklaces, as well as in homes, offices, and cars. You'll even find it on children's clothing. Typically, this talisman is a deep blue color, round in shape, and offered in a wide variety of sizes. It is believed to carry profound cultural significance. According to belief, the evil eye amulet protects its owner by absorbing negative energy and warding off evil forces, and faith in this charm is not limited to Turkey. It is also common in Egypt, Italy, Greece, and other Mediterranean countries, where each nation has its own interpretation of this ancient symbol. The story of Noah is one of the most enduring and captivating narratives in Abrahamic religions, rooted in ancient texts such as the Hebrew Bible, the Quran, and other sacred scriptures. In the book of Genesis, chapters 5 through 9, the impressive saga of Noah and the Great Flood is laid out, a tale that has withstood the test of time and spread across various cultures. At the heart of this story is the Ark, a grandiose vessel that Noah was commanded to build. This engineering marvel reached approximately 137 meters in length, 23 meters in width, and 14 meters in height, being divided internally into 3 decks. By rough estimates, the Ark weighed about 15,000 tons and saved not only Noah's family but also countless animal species from extinction during the catastrophic flood. Even today, maritime discoveries continue to inspire awe. In 2020, archaeologists working off the southern coast of Turkey, near Antalya, discovered a sunken ship that had lain on the seabed for about 3,600 years, since the Bronze Age. This ancient vessel, measuring approximately 14 meters in length and resting at a depth of 50 meters, could transport up to 1.5 tons of copper. Such a find reconfirms how astonishing human achievements were even in the distant past. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If so, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new exciting episodes. Your support helps us continue to create even more interesting content. Be sure to watch the next video that will appear on the screen. I'm sure it will interest you. Don't forget to leave a comment about which country you'd like us to cover next time. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.